How's it going, everybody? Welcome back by the channel. My name is Will.
And Riza.
This is one of our first videos that we're going to start doing on a regular basis. I'm going to sit up a little bit. Doing on a regular basis to where you guys can follow our journey. So a little bit about ourselves. I'm originally from the United States. We live in North Carolina now. And Riza is originally from
Davao City.
Davao City in the Philippines,
Yeah.
right? Our journey started 4 years ago, and with everything that happened in the world, from the pandemic to immigration delays, it took us that long for her to get here to the United States. We were even having problems right up until the point when she went to get on the plane, because she lived in Dubai for 2 years. While we were waiting on the process. And she has relatives, her brother that lives in Dubai. So she didn't have any problem staying there, and it was a lot better than her trying to stay in the Philippines during the time that everything that was going on. Because even though the Philippines is a beautiful country and the people are wonderful there, they can be a little slow sometimes with the paperwork. But we originally met while she was living and working in Hong Kong. How long were you in Hong Kong?
I was there about 12 years.
About 12 years. She was a caregiver in Hong Kong, and I originally tried to meet her in Hong Kong, but unfortunately, that happened to be right at the start of everything that was going on, and I couldn't travel.
What happened to your travel at the time?
Well, during the situation that was going on with the pandemic and everything, there was a small window that opened up to where they were allowing some travel around the world. So I immediately booked a flight to Hong Kong and jumped on a plane and took off. My first stop was in South Korea. So I landed in South Korea, got off the plane, barely had enough time to make it to the connecting flight, and right when I was getting ready to get on the plane, they stopped me and they said, "Do you have a special visa to travel to Hong Kong?" And I said, "No, but I didn't think I needed one to travel to Hong Kong." And while I was in the air from Atlanta to South Korea, Hong Kong changed their policy on entry. So they would not let me into the country. So I had to spend the night in the South Korean airport, and they flew me back to the United States the next morning. Total waste of time. So then it was almost a year and a half before we got to meet in person. So in the meantime, I decided we would get her out of Hong Kong, and she had relatives that lived in Dubai. So she flew to Dubai, and I flew to Dubai, and that's where we finally met for the first time.
Yeah.
She was supposed to fly back to Dubai, but that didn't happen either because something happened. She came down with the 19 and couldn't leave Dubai. She was quarantined in a government facility for two long weeks. She lost her job in Hong Kong, and her employer revoked her visa, so she wasn't able to go back anymore. So I had to scramble around and try to find her a place to live in Dubai and get her a work visa in Dubai so she could stay, because you can't stay on a tourist visa for any length of time. So after all of that, we got all of that done. Then we had to start all the red tape with the immigration system here in the United States, which was completely backed up from the situation that was going on in the world. So that was a nightmare in its own.
Yes.
So
It
was
took us 2 years for process.
2 years to process her visa once we had everything started. So delay after delay after delay. Every time we thought something was going to move forward, we would get hit with another delay. This wasn't taken care of, that wasn't taken care of. So it was a mess. So finally, this month, we were able to get everything processed. She finally got her visa after paying all the fees, all the jumping through all the hoops and the regulations that are involved, which is really, unbelievable what all they make you do to come to this country. I had no idea. Being American, sometimes you're kind of naive to how the rest of the world has to work. We don't realize how good that we have it here and how much freedom we actually do have versus, other people that live in other countries. So, but we had one last hiccup before we were able to get her here. She went to get on a plane in Dubai with Wizz Air, W-I-Z-Z.
Why?
I don't think it has a Y on it.
we-
Well, maybe it has a Y on it. I don't
we
know.
see,
But anyway, Wizz Air, and they stopped her at the gate and said, "Where is your Shenzhen
visa.
And she's like, "What is a Shenzhen visa?" And they wouldn't let her on the plane.
We are not aware that the Filipino passport is not allowed to fly, even though a connecting flight.
Yeah, even
No.
if it's just a connecting flight,
Yeah,
a Filipino passport does not give you permission to fly in Europe.
Yeah.
And we had no idea because every time that I flew to see her over in Dubai, my
but-
U.S. passport just got me through wherever I needed to go.
But you were American.
But yeah, and we didn't think anything about it. So she was supposed to fly to Budapest, Hungary, and then from Hungary to Munich, Germany, and then from Munich, Germany to Charlotte.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let her on the plane. They said it was her responsibility to know that she needed this particular visa, and they wouldn't let her on. Closed the gate, plane took off.
Bye.
She's stuck there in the airport, and they would not assist her in any
Yeah.
any way.
I don't really appreciate the crew.
Yeah, she didn't.
We tried to chase them. Please try to help us. Blah blah blah.
And they weren't having it. They
No
wouldn't let,
desk for the airlines.
no desk for the airline. They wouldn't even
Yeah.
discuss with her. Wouldn't even
Yeah.
talk to me about it.
That's
Of course,
all.
I was on the phone. I was here in the United States, so I immediately started scrambling, trying to find her another flight because she has no apartment to go back to because she's already given it up, and we were stuck. So what we did, I was able to book her a direct flight from Dubai to Miami. And let me tell you, direct flights from Dubai are expensive, especially when they are last minute.
Yeah, very expensive.
But luckily, we were able to work around that. I got her on the plane, and she flew here and landed in the Miami airport. And her first experience in the Miami airport was U.S. Customs. And that was a unique experience because they dumped out all of her luggage, dumped everything, searched through everything in front of everybody. I mean, she was like
Yeah.
standing there.
And then they opened my bag, and then everything was inside there.
They went through everything inside. They
And
said
then there is another liquid that they tried to test.
they put the liquid to testing for drugs and
Yeah.
wiped all over her clothes to see if there were any bomb residue or any kind of bomb making material plus drugs, and she almost missed her connecting flight
Yeah,
to Charlotte. And then she gets on the plane, Spirit Air, and if any of you guys have ever flown Spirit Air, it's kind of like a budget airline. It just flies you from point A to P, no frills, no anything. And she was very thirsty after all that experience, and
I asked for water, and they said $4.
for a bottle of water on the airplane. So she said, I'll just stay thirsty. So that was her first experience in the United States. After 4 years of waiting and hoping and going through everything we went through, then she tried to get on the plane. They wouldn't let her on the plane. We lost that money that was involved.
Everything.
Lost all that
Yes.
money. They would not give us a refund whatsoever. Said it was our responsibility to know that we needed that visa. So I'm like, how do I argue that point? I guess I should have known. I was just being naive and thought that my U.S. visa would get me. Her Filipino visa would get her here, but we learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
So guys, if any of you guys are watching, Schengen visa, you've got to have it for Filipinos.
Yeah, Filipino passport should have Schengen visa going to Europe.
Going to Europe.
Yeah.
So
You just cannot fly just like that.
yeah, you cannot
Yes,
fly
yeah.
just like we do, we take for granted here in the United States. To have that U.S. passport really means a lot. But anyway, she's here now. We're going to start our journey on a good note. We're going today with some friends of ours to the Cheesecake Factory over in Greensboro, North Carolina. And she's never been to the United States in the first place and never been to a cheesecake factory. No, it's kind of a novelty type of restaurant, but it'll be a good experience. Our friends want to go there, so we're gonna tag along and have some lunch, and then we got a couple other places. We're
So going to show you how beautiful American is.
Yeah,
America,
she says America's beautiful. I think the
Yeah,
Philippines are
it's very
beautiful. So
fresh.
she
It's a
says
land of dream.
she says it's very fresh over here. I guess
Yeah.
stuff that we take for granted by not experiencing any other countries and how they have to live. We take for granted everything that we do have over here. So
Very beautiful place.
she's happy to be here. She's only been here a week, and I've had to work all week, so we didn't really get to do any traveling. So this weekend is the only time we've got. I got to go back to work on Monday. So we're going to get started, go meet our friends. So guys, come along with us. We're going to go to the Cheesecake Factory, and then I think we're going to go to the Asian market,
Yes.
and then maybe a
excited.
couple other places along the way. So come on, stay tuned. Guys, we were going to leave, and my buddy Kevin over there brings by his new Scat Pack 392 Hemi.
So beautiful America.
We're going to take a look at it right quick.
Well, you were in Dubai. That was
Yes,
probably
I
pretty
was
amazing.
there for 2 years, but I born in Philippines.
Right. I
Yeah.
my ex had one.
Hey, let's look under the hood. Let's open the hood. I mean, we can't just, I like these rims. I need these. Can I have these?
I'll take yours.
I'll let you open it since I don't know what I'm doing here. Nice. How much horsepower?
485 and 475 torque.
Man, will it outrun your police car?
Promise you, the Infinity was faster.
The Infinity was
I think
faster? Really?
Maybe not on the top end, but on the jump.
On the jump?
Yeah.
I like the interior.
But you gotta understand, I also put the money into the Infinity to make it what it was.
Well, yeah, you put, how much money did you
$6
put in?
grand.
$6 grand in the Infinity to get the engine right? Well, what are you gonna do to this one? What's the first thing you're gonna do to this?
I'm not doing anything to it.
Not gonna do anything to it, huh? Leave it just like it
So
is.
Whoever had it before me already did a muffler delete. So that's why the exhaust tips are a little bit bigger than normal.
Oh, it's already had a muffler delete on it? Oh, cool. How many miles does she have on her?
20,000.
20?
5,000 on it since I bought it.
You've put 5,000 on it since you bought it? Cool, man, I like it. All right, guys, we got in the car, getting ready to take our trip. So buckle up, let's go for a ride. What are you doing there, Riza? Hey guys, we're here at our friend's house, pick her up, and got to do a quick car change because Camaro is not really designed for 3 people, and especially an older person would never be able to make it in and out of that back seat. So Riza's already over here. She is getting ready to jump in the SUV, and we are going to take off. So let's get at it. All right, we're all changed vehicles and we are headed off to Greensboro. So guys, one more ride. Everybody, this is going to take about 45 minutes for us to get to Greensboro from where we live. We kind of live out on the outskirts of a small town, so we have to do a lot of traveling if we want to go to the nicer places. Although we've got some nice places as well, but you know, the more big chain restaurants and such things as that. So anyway, we got about 45 minutes to ride. What are you doing, sitting there smiling?
Oh, I'm enjoying with the plane.
She's just sitting over here enjoying. She likes all the greenery and everything that's here in the States. So I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, it was green in the Philippines, but I keep forgetting that she lived in Hong Kong for 12 years in the city, and then she lived in Dubai for 2 years, and there's no green over there. I mean, if it is, it's very small little areas. So, you know, because it is a desert.
I lived in Malaysia for 6 years.
She was in Malaysia for 6 years, so
It was a big city also.
big city also. So she hadn't had a lot of small town living until now. So, guys, we'll be there in a few minutes. Hang on. you want to eat outside or inside?
Yeah, I think.
Let's eat inside.
Huh?
Eat inside.
Eat inside?
Yeah, that way we don't have to worry about bugs.